Well, for more on Mr. Biden's European visit, we can bring in our Washington correspondent now, Kethevane Gorjestani, who is standing by. Kethevane, we've already had some statements coming out of the White House. Mr. Biden, of course, himself spoke there about what this first overseas trip means for the US president and his administration. Just what are the goals that they've been talking about?
Well, we heard in that soundbite part of the goal of this trip, which is showing Russia and China that the U.S. and Europe are tight. But right before he said that line, there was the other goal of the trip, which is strengthening the alliances that the U.S. has with European countries. And that's really the two main aspects of this first foreign trip for President Biden. He wants to turn the page on Donald Trump's America First. He wants to show his European allies that the U.S. is an ally that they can count on, that he is an ally they can count on in the G7, that he is an ally they can count on in NATO. And that's really one of the big goals of this trip, is for Biden to tell Europeans that America is back, America will be working with you, not against you, and we will take on the global challenges together, not on our own. The other aspect, as he said in that soundbite, is showing Russia and China, those are the two main countries that he mentioned, that the U.S. and Europe are tight, because Joe Biden believes, as does the Biden administration, that they need to strengthen ties between democracies, because there is currently an attack on democracies, and they are the ones that need to prove that democracies are the right way to deal with the global challenges, and that is an attack and a way to hit back at Russia, at China, at other countries that are not democracies, and they're trying to show together that democracies can work and are enough. So these are the two main goals for Joe Biden as he goes on this more than a week-long trip to Europe, starting with the UK, then on to Brussels with the NATO summit, and of course that meeting with Vladimir Putin in Geneva, which will cap off those 8 days.
Now, Kethevane, Mr. Biden is now airborne, and the first stop-off for the US president is the UK, where he'll be taking part, of course, in the G7 summit in Cornwall this weekend. He'll also be meeting the British Prime Minister.
Yes, he'll be meeting Boris Johnson first, and speaking with Boris Johnson will be something a little bit different than what will be probably the meetings with other European leaders, because Boris Johnson was probably the European leader that was the closest to Joe Biden's predecessor, Donald Trump. And so there is going to be a sort of rebuilding of the special relationship between the U.S. and the UK that will likely be going on. That's what Joe Biden said. He said that he wanted to strengthen that special relationship, and it's going to be hard between these two men that are not exactly best friends, but Joe Biden knows that the UK and the US have long-standing ties, even though the term special relationship apparently hasn't been going down well with the UK Prime Minister. But Joe Biden is also going to be talking to Boris Johnson about something that is likely going to bring up a lot of disagreements, which is Brexit, and how the UK moves on, and how the UK relates to the US as he moves on from this Brexit, especially the Good Friday Agreement and the situation in Northern Ireland.
Kethevane Gorjestani, our correspondent there in Washington. Thank you very much.